Hey everybody, welcome to another Goody Reader video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Today we're going to compare the new Kobo Glo versus the Kobo Touch. We're going to show you the reading experience, how hardware and software has changed between the two, and hopefully give you a good buying decision on which device might be perfect for you. The Kobo Touch and the Kobo Glo have the same 6-inch screen. They use e-ink Pearl, but the Kobo Glo actually uses a new high-resolution XGA screen. Well, high resolution? Well, it's 1024 by 758, which is phenomenal for a 6-inch device. Meanwhile, the Kobo Touch only has an 800 by 600. Still good, but you're not going to get those high-resolution images and fonts as you would on the Glo. Underneath the hood, the Glo has a 1 GHz processor, while the Kobo Touch has a fairly respectable 800 MHz processor. There's 1 gig of internal storage on the Touch, whereas you have 2 gigs on the Glo, so double. You can increase the memory obviously on both up to 32 gigs via the micro SD card. Wi-Fi internet is prevalent on both devices. They do support a fair number of eBook formats, including EPUB, PDF, text, HTML, and a number of EPUB 3 elements. The main difference is the Kobo Touch reads Mobi, which is very Kindle-friendly formats, but they've dropped support entirely on the Kobo Glo. Peter here is going to give you the full 360.
All right. At first, when I saw the Kobo Glo, I thought, oh, they just reused the same housing because it looked very similar minus the home button. However, you will notice that the Kobo Glo is a little bit shorter, which is good. It's shorter and it's a little bit thinner, so you can we can't really see on camera very well, but I will sandwich them together. But you'll notice that the dimensions are indeed differently. They've reduced this because they would no longer need the use of a home button on the bezel, which I actually don't agree with. I like the home button. I mean, the Nook is touchscreen, but they still have a home button. Same with the Kindle. So I miss this. I find myself wondering where the home button is at times, and you'll see that throughout the review here. So just to stack them here, it's hard to tell on camera, but you will notice that it indeed is thinner, the black Kobo Glo. So let's just do a 360 here. They both have micro SD card slot, expandable up to 32 gigabytes of storage. They both have micro USB, and remember the Kobo Touch is in the lilac quilted white color on the bottom, and the Glo is in the black. Not too much going on the right. On the top, you have very similarly placed power buttons, power slider bars that are used to turn on the device, turn off the device, and set it to standby and outside of standby. LED indicator lights and the Glo light turn on and off button on the Glo. And you'll notice that the quilted backs have changed. They're both kind of this Diamondback Argyle-esque design. The hard reset has been moved from the back to the bottom on the Glo, right there. And you'll see that the diamonds are much bigger on the Kobo Glo.
Yeah, Kobo has introduced the concept of swappable cases on the back, so you can actually swap them in and out with some of their latest devices, and this includes like the Kobo Mini and Kobo Arc. So side by side, they both roughly have about the same height, but this is a little bit slimmer. It's hard to come across on camera, but so you could see for yourself that this is lighter. It's actually a little bit shorter, so it makes it, in essence, a little bit more pocket-friendly and a little bit easier to carry around and hold in your hands for long reading sessions. You can see that the main menu, there's a lot of similarities here. We both have basically the same content on both devices. It's organized in the same fashion, but some of the options have changed. You have Reading Life on the Kobo Glo instead of Wishlist found on the Kobo Touch. Find Books are pretty well the same on both, except you can see here that it's changed a little bit. You have a few more options here, including free books. If you click on Library, You can see that the Kobo Touch has a little subsection for awards, but on the Glo, they've made it its own autonomous menu system because Kobo's really kind of getting behind Facebook timeline, their awards and statistics and whatnot. So you can see that they both pretty well have the same options. The Glo has a little bit more features. I think the FreeBooks feature is going to be very appealing towards people on a budget or people who just want to see, hey, what indie self-published authors are taking part in Kobo Writing Life, and what type of free classics can I get. There's well over 1.5 million free books on Kobo, so they have more free content than any other e-reader company out there that does both hardware and software ecosystem. Peter here is going to show you fundamentally some of the big differences between some of the options here.
All right, so let's just open up a book here. Open the same book on both. And if you click the bottom, you'll notice that the options are pretty much the same. Oh, look at this. This is what we were waiting for here. It looks like you've been reading on another device. Would you like to return to that page you most recently opened? Let's press yes, and we'll see what happens. You will notice now that, let's just skip the new bookmark location. You'll notice now that the sentences, although formatted differently because of the size of the font, are exactly the same. So what happened is that we were reading on this device earlier, and then when we turned this one on and opened the same book synchronized to our account, it had opened up to exactly where we left off. So that's one of the main options, the main things you can do. It's kind of like they're communicating with each other as long as they're both registered on the same account. See that it's very similar. Annotations, table contents, search and book, definition, and definitions can also be found by pressing and holding on a there we go. So you can define the word on any of the particular words on the page, and you'll notice that they also have a translate button here that doesn't seem to exist directly on here. And they both have Facebook search. This one has a dictionary definition, which is moved from the top of the touch to the bottom here in its own little icon. And you can just tell by looking at the Facebook icons how much the resolution has changed. It's way more crisp on this. That's just it's very evident of the new screen technology. Plus, it's probably almost double the resolution.
Yeah, I mean, it's really popping out, and other than dictionaries and things like that, one of the things that Kobo is really known for is fonts. There's a lot of versatility in being able to augment your reading experience. There's plenty of fonts here to choose from, including Open Dyslexic. You can see a number of options here. If you decide to mess around with different font options and you screw up, you could always churn it onto publisher's defaults. But justification, margins, line spacing, font size, you can see a lot of these are applied to both different books, so not a lot has changed here. But what has changed is the advanced options. And you can see with a recent firmware update for the Kobo Touch, it has the same functionality inherent to the Kobo Glo. This allows you to change weight, sharpness, font size, and really kind of get darker, lighter, or somewhere in between your fonts. So you could see that this is what it's like right now, and this is what it could be. So you could see that it's called Type Genius here, but it's called font tuning there. And firmware updates when you turn these devices on should give you this experience on both of these devices, which is very cool.
And if you click on the wrench in the corner, you will have very similar settings as well. And this is mostly because most of these have been kind of conformed to most of the settings on the Touch, I should say, have been kind of calibrated to that of the Glos, because this recently had a forced update when we connected to a Wi-Fi. So they have messed around with a lot of the settings and the pop-ups and the drop-down menus to match that of the Glos for the kind of 2012, up to today's standards.
Yeah, they're trying to homogenize the user interface, so from device to device, it's not a night and day experience. But it's similar menu structures. Maybe some key menu things are in different places, but in essence, it's the same experience on both devices. Really, the big difference between the Kobo Glo and the Kobo Touch is that the Kobo Glo will actually allow you to read in the dark, and that's the huge hyping factor. To accomplish this, there is a button on the top that will allow you to initiate the glow feature. And you can see it's glowing right now.
So if you press the bar here, you can get different levels of illumination, whereas with the Kobo Touch, there is no button for glow, and if anything, you will have to use one of these book lights because, well, there's no glow.
Yeah, so with non-e-ink readers that don't have glow technology, you're having to rely on cases with lights built into it, with flashlights, with third-party accessories and such like that. So there really is only a few e-readers on the market that have the same type of glow functionality that the Kobo Glo has. You have, of course, the Glo, you have the Barnes & Noble Simple Touch with Glow Light, and then you have the upcoming Kindle Paperwhite. And other companies are developing similar products, but you're not going to see any type of presence in the marketplace. Companies like Onyx Books and things like that are working on prototypes, and so is Pocketbook, but you will never really see these in retail environments, and retail environments is key, in order to have your average customer be aware that e-readers even exist. So this is the EPUB experience with books purchased from Kobo, and we've demonstrated some of the glow functionality, and you can see that it's a little bit blue. It comes across that on camera. It's a little bit softer than that, but with the added ability to tune your fonts, you could really make the blacks stand out a little bit more. So you could see here that this is probably the sweet spot. It's mainly white and such. So let's take a look on the PDF experience, because we know a lot of our readers at Good e-Reader are a huge fan of PDFs.
Alright, so we're going to look at one of our favorites here, Dungeons and Dragons. Let's just go to Books and click on that. So you can tell here, loaded up very fast, and we've seen readers take a long time with this file to load up before, because this is a 100 MB file. So let's just get to the same page here. Let's go to page 105. So let's scroll 106, and we'll go back one. So we'll have the same kind of thing going on here. Oh, I'm on page 114. So you can use the scroller bar to quickly navigate between pages, as you see here. So you can get to the page you want, and then you can let go, and it'll go to that page. Swipes are as easy as just swiping the side, and then there you go. So let's just do this for testing purposes with the glow light off. So you can tell here immediately, this looks a lot clearer, much clearer than this. This has superior resolution. It's into the thousands of resolution points lengthwise. So let's see how we can augment this. So we're going to try pinching and zooming. That doesn't do anything except maybe turn a page because it gets confused. Pressing at the bottom of the screen will open up your options. As we've seen here, you can do table of contents, annotations. This is pretty much the same with any Mobi on this and EPUB on this, eBooks or PDFs alike. And as we've showed you the slider bar here, this will give you quick navigation, and out of 288 pages, it would be very difficult to swipe hundreds of pages. So let's get out of that, and then we'll click the little wrench, and we see add to shortlist or add to shelf. You can mark it as finished and advanced settings or reading settings. So this is pretty much the same as the ebook experience, where you can prioritize how much of the screen you actually want to page forwards and backwards. And same with this, and they both have the refresh every so many screens. So you can set it from all the way from 1 to 6.
If you're not familiar with the concept of refreshing, basically e-ink does full page refreshing whenever you go from menu to menu, or if you're looking at, say, a carousel of images. This page refresh is only applicable to the ebook experience, and what it does is it cuts down the flickering. So when it was on 6, basically every 6 pages you'll see a full page refresh.
Exactly. And this refreshing just cuts down on the screen getting stained with too many images. So now the most important thing, I want to see what this says. And unless you have 20/20 vision, or you have like an eagle eye, you won't really be able to see that, because this is it's displaying so much text because it's a user manual. So we want to press the zoom magnifying glass, and we'll just zoom, I don't know, halfway through there. And you'll see what it does is that it zooms in. Now, how do you move it around, you might ask? You'll see that they have little legends, kind of like a world map preview box at the top. And this is used to navigate from the top left of the screen all the way to the bottom, to the images, and so forth. Do the same kind of thing on the Kobo Touch as you can on the Kobo Glo. Let's just see how responsive they are. Minimal lag on both readers. So, they're doing a pretty good job.
Well, let's zoom in on those elven archers for a second, just to show the resolution differences between them. Let's maybe blow it up as big as it is there and put it up to the camera just to see like if there's the real noticeable difference between the new high resolution display and the older model.
Yes, exactly. So unless you've closed this slider bar at the bottom, it will still exist there for you to zoom in. So you can see that. And we'll zoom in on this guy. And there we go. So you can see the resolution on the Kobo Glo is extremely high, and we'll point it at a studio light here. Very little glare. Of course, when you shine the light directly on it, I mean, it'll blind anything, but you can tell just on its own, extremely high resolution pictures on an e-ink screen with a glow light. The Kobo Touch is okay, but honestly, you do lose a lot of the harsh blacks and whites, and it's not as crisp. It's more diffused than the Kobo Glo is. So definitely an upgrade in resolution and PPI, and pretty much, the parts that really matter in a high resolution screen.
Okay, so pretty well we've shown you pictures now. The PDF experience, the ebook experience. Page turn speed when we were testing it is fairly even. You're not really going to see like a huge disparity of that. Just like the PDF experience, they're pretty similar. Remember, the Kobo Glo is a 1 gigahertz processor, whereas the Touch only has 800 megahertz. So it's only a 200 megahertz difference for doing what we're doing here. It's not huge, but as you can see, even with this picture, the Glo clearly wins out on the high resolution. So pretty well the big exciting factors is the free ebook section on the Kobo Glo. You have the Glo functionality, which pretty well puts it in a very unique position on being one of the only entrants into the entire market that actually have the glow light technology. The Kindle Paperwhite isn't even out yet, so you can see what you can see here. So we've pretty well given you the full experience between these two devices. Let us know your thoughts. Comment on this video on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/goodereader. And if you want to read a preview, review, or anything else between these two devices, check out our website at goodereader.com. And for Good eReader and a comparison of the new Kobo Glo and the Kobo Touch, for goodereader.com. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Everybody take care.